This week, I spent 14 hours on a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737, over 3,000 miles bouncing around America on the same flight as I take Southwest's longest flight.
Welcome to Dallas Love Field here in Texas, the home, of course, to Southwest Airlines, the world's largest low-cost airline. And today I'm taking the longest flight in their entire route network. But it's to Houston, which is about a 300-mile drive from here in Dallas. Let me head inside and I'll explain. See, today I'm taking Southwest flight with non-stop service to Houston via pretty much everywhere else in the lower 48. Actually, that's not really non-stop, is it? But anyway, it's going to take me 3,800 miles today between Dallas and Houston. 14 hours on a 737. Let's head down to the gate and get on board for our immense journey around the United States. I can't believe how many people are lining up for Whataburger at 7 o'clock in the morning. I love a Whataburger as much as anybody, but 7 a.m, not really much else to grab though, I suppose, at this time.
Southwest Flight 184 flies from Dallas to Houston via a 3,800-mile journey, landing in 5 states and 6 cities, everywhere between Texas and California. Today I'm in it for the long haul, taking the entire flight from Dallas to Houston. Knowing Southwest only hand out peanuts on the flight, I headed to the newsstand to grab a salad and some water to get me through the next 14 hours.
Right then, there I ride down to Houston with stops at Little Rock, Las Vegas, Long Beach, Kansas City, and eventually getting into Houston tonight. So yeah, it's going to be a long day on this. It's a 737-700. It's about 20 years old. Looks like it's seen better days on the outside. Wonder what it's like on the inside. We'll see when we get on board. We've got 14 hours on this thing today, all around the US. So let's go and get on board.
Pretty soon it was time to board, and I'd snagged boarding position A5, placing me right at the beginning of the boarding process. I headed straight to the back of the plane, where I hoped to have a little bit more room to stretch out.
Sit down here, it might be quieter. Yeah. Welcome on board Southwest Flight 184 with service to Houston eventually later on today in about 13 hours. This is me. I've taken a seat right down here at the back. This is my view out the window. I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit quieter back here. That's the thing with Southwest. I always like to try and get towards the back when you get on, because people tend to sit towards the front first. So if it's a quieter flight, generally they're all up the front. I don't know. We can but hope. We have got a long time on this thing after all. The leg room, typical Southwest really. We've got quite a decent amount of leg room actually. That's my knees, if you don't mind looking at my legs. But it's not too bad at all really. This is a 737-700, which is a shorter one, so there's less passengers on this anyway. And yeah, 13 hours off to Houston. Let's do this.
And so the doors were closed and my fate was sealed as we pushed back for flight 1 of the day up to Little Rock, Arkansas. We taxied out to the runway and lifted off into the skies of North Texas to begin our adventure.
Alright then, leg 1, the first of 5 today. First stop takes us up to Little Rock in Arkansas, about an hour and 15 minutes ride from here in Dallas.
Flight 1 wasn't that long really, and we spent most of it bouncing around in the clouds, eventually dropping down to land at Bill Clinton International Airport, Little Rock.
Alright then, flight 1 complete. I have landed at Bill Clinton International Airport, where I've had a happy ending to flight 1 of the trip, as we're on time. Everybody's got off the flight. There's a few of us continuing on to the next stop. They've told us to stay in our seat. We can actually move around actually. They said we can sit anywhere we want, but I'm going to stay here because I've got quite a nice view out of the back of the wing. So I'm going to stop right where I am. A few minutes here I think, and then we'll be carrying on the next leg to, I think Las Vegas is the next one. So yeah, flight 2 of the day. Alright, so an update, I decided to move forward after all, so I'm in seat 4, row 4 now, just so we get a better view of that engine really. So yeah, we should be, well, they've started boarding I think by the looks of it. We'll be getting on our way for the next leg over to Las Vegas.
And so without much further ado, we took off from Bill Clinton Airport, heading to Sin City itself, Las Vegas.
powering in flight number 2, Little Rock to Las Vegas, Nevada. This is, I think, about the longest flight we've got today. This is a 3-hour run from here in Arkansas all the way over to Vegas. Should be a nice flight. So hoping we'll get some service on this flight because the weather was a bit rubbish on the last one, so we didn't get anything, but they come around with coffee and snacks and things, which is pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, 3 hours now to stretch out and enjoy the Southwest Airlines experience. As we headed out across the plains of Oklahoma, oh, hang on a minute, postman's here. I wonder if that's my new Noel Phillips t-shirt. Oh, I better go and check. Alright, let's see what we got. Time-sensitive promotion from a mortgage company. Noel Phillips, you've been pre-selected for our credit card. New hair salon, get a free haircut. Ooh, new Dunkin' Donuts opening up. You know, I get sick to death of all this junk mail I get every single day with my name on it. Where did I get all my information from for this? If only there was a way that I could just get rid of all this rubbish and not have my name and address out there. Oh, hang on a minute though. There is. It's called Incogni. Incogni searches the web for your personal information and gets it removed with just the click of a button. I've just signed up for Incogni right now, and within seconds it had removed my data from over 70 websites, just like that. A few hours later, it's removed more than 200 by going through different data brokers on the web and getting rid of my data. Data brokers sign up for your personal information and they can collect it from anywhere that has your information online. It's pretty scary, really, how much data of yours is out there just by doing simple things like ordering things online or signing up for certain websites. Incogni, though, is brilliant because it just gets rid of everything for you at the click of a button, and it monitors it all in the background and removes it as and when it pops up as well, so I don't need to worry anymore about my personal data being out there. You can get 60% off Incogni when you use my promo code Noel Phillips at incogni.com/Noel Phillips. That's incogni.com/Noel Phillips. Now, where is my Noel Phillips Lou Review t-shirt? Oh, there it is. As we headed out across the plains of Oklahoma, we were treated to the first snack service of the day, in a routine that would become fairly familiar as we dotted backwards and forwards across America. So if you look at Southwest Airlines and looking at a flight on them at some point, you're probably going to find an entire number of flights that are just one flight number but have a stopover somewhere along the way. Southwest love doing that because it means that passengers can just get one flight to their destination and they don't have to worry about getting off and connecting through to a different plane or anything like that. But the question is, why are there so many of these flights that have so many sectors like Flight 184 today? And the reason for that is that embedded within these 6 flights, 5 flights, however many flights I'm on today, are a whole load of flights that people can take that just have one connection where they don't even have to get off the plane. If you want to go, for example, from Dallas to Las Vegas, that's fine. You can do this flight and just stay on the plane in Little Rock. If you want to go from Little Rock to Long Beach, California, again, you can just take this one flight and have that ground stop in Vegas along the way. It opens up so many more options for passengers flying, and that's really why Southwest do it. At the end of the day, Southwest know that nobody in their right mind, unless they're completely crazy and out of their mind, is ever going to take this flight from Dallas to Houston. Okay, maybe some people would, but anyway, I'm not normal in that sense. I'm not normal in many senses, actually. But in any case, people are going to book just the flights that they need out of this long flight, and they've got one flight number all the way through. People can just hop on, hop off, wherever they like, and usually just have at least a direct flight, if not one, with one stop somewhere where they just stay on the plane anyway. Absolutely incredible views of the Grand Canyon out of the window. That's the second time in my life that I've actually seen it up close. I'll put a link up on the screen to that video, but from up here, even just as incredible as it was then. Anyway, we've started our descent now down into Las Vegas to conclude flight number 2 of the day, and I can't think how many there are remaining. I've sort of lost count now at this point, but anyway, we're going to be touching down into Vegas. We've got a bit of a stop there, and then we carry on westward. Oh, to California.
And as we headed across Lake Mead, the Las Vegas skyline started to make its appearance, and the end of Flight 2 was in sight.
Right then, 2 flights done on this plane, 3 more to go. We're here in Las Vegas. Next stop, Long Beach, California, I think, and then we start heading back east again towards Houston. We'll get there eventually, but this is Vegas. So everybody's off here in Vegas. It seems I'm the only person that's continuing on now to Long Beach in California, which is our next stop today. So I think people will start getting on again soon, and we'll crack on for flight number 3.
As I waited for the next load of passengers to jump on board, I cracked open my salad that I'd bought back in Dallas, and, well, it wasn't the greatest. Still, it certainly broke up the monotony of Southwest Airlines salty snacks. Pretty soon though, we'd pushed back from the gate, and once again we're on our way to get back into the skies for the next flight of the day.
Alright, leg 3 now. Las Vegas to Long Beach, California. It's in Los Angeles, just sort of south of LAX, I think. I've never actually been to Long Beach. I've flown over it a few times, never actually landed in Long Beach, so that'll be cool. New airport for me, as was Little Rock as well. And yeah, it's a short flight now, about 40 minutes or so across the mountains between Las Vegas and LA, I guess.
Yet another snack service later, we crossed the San Gabriel Mountains into the Los Angeles Basin, where we'd begin our approach into Long Beach, where I'd get a couple of minutes to get off and stretch my legs.
So this next stop then in Long Beach, I actually have to get off the plane and then get straight back on it again, because Southwest, although they operate these flights with like 5-6 legs in them, you can't actually book usually more than 3 legs in a row on Southwest website. They stop the entire route from showing up, just so that people don't inadvertently end up booking a flight from Dallas to Houston with 6 legs in it, for instance. So yeah, I've had to book it as 2 tickets. So I've got my ticket across to Long Beach, and then literally could be off and on again at Long Beach on the same plane back to Houston on the same flight number. Thanks a lot. I would say I'll see you on the next one with you.
We'll see you the next group.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye-bye. Right then, Long Beach, California. Stretching my legs, this feels good. I've been on this plane for about 6 hours now. We've got about 10 minutes here, then we get back on it again and back to Houston. All right, so I'm in A02 boarding group for the next one, so hopefully number 2 on board. Let's go see where we have to wait. This will be me. Hi there, thank you. All right then, back on board then, the same flight, same plane, same flight number, continuing on, back towards Texas now. We're on the home straight, let's do this. All right, I've picked the left-hand side for this flight on the way back. Flight number 4 of the day. Let's do this.
Board and all our rapid rewards members aboard flight number 184, flight going over to Kansas City that's going to go to Houston. Flight attendant serving today, Miss Darlene, Miss Jill, my name is Troy, I've been serving up front. Flight for 2 hours and 58 minutes. Captain gonna try this plane like he stole it, and like he owned it. It's gonna be charged at 15 minutes early.
And so we took off from Long Beach, ready to begin the long flight east back towards Texas. I was more than halfway through the adventure now, we had a fresh crew on board, and it was really starting to feel like I was on the home straight. Alright then, flight number 4 of the day. Here we go, we're heading back east out of Long Beach. Most of the passengers on the plane seem to have just gotten off a cruise ship of some sort. Apparently Long Beach is next to a cruise ship place, so lots of cruise passengers on this flight heading back to Kansas City. It's a very busy flight, very full today. It's the first one of the day actually where I've got somebody sat in the middle seat on this row as well, so yeah, but it's okay, we've still got plenty of room and everything, so yeah, it's not going to be too bad at all. I think about another 3 hours now back to Kansas City, Missouri. So, you know, so many people have been messaging me today after I've been posting on my Instagram about doing this flight, saying, oh, I must be mad for wanting to spend all this time on Southwest Airlines. I actually really like Southwest Airlines. They're my guilty little pleasure. They operate a fleet of really nice planes. The seats are always pretty comfy. I get quite a lot of leg room on them. They've got amazing crew on them. They're usually on time. You get snacks on board, you get free bags. If you end up cancelling your flight, then that's fine, you can cancel it and get a credit. They're quite flexible with that as well. And the whole open seating thing I quite like too, because it means I can basically sit wherever I want to sit on the plane. So yeah, I'm actually quite a bit of a fan of Southwest, I have to say, and it's been really nice today, spending a bit of time on their 737s, or on this 737 I should say, flying around the country. I have to say I'm getting a little bit bored of the Southwest snacks now. I'm pretty glad that I had that salad earlier. It wasn't the best, but it was okay. But we do have sweet crackers as well on this flight, so yeah, but we're stepping it up a notch with the in-flight fare on this one. Alright then, starting our descent now down into Kansas City, Missouri. Flight number 1, 2, 3, 4. Flight number 4. Flight number 4, almost complete. I'm so tired. We're flying now for around about, what time is it now? 7 p.m. So I'm coming up to 10 hours of flying time so far as we start our descent down into Kansas City, and it's looking pretty cloudy down in Kansas. Looks like Kansas has got the weather that we had yesterday in Houston when I left, which was very much like this, but hopefully that's moved away from Houston now and we get a nice approach and landing, although I have just had a text saying that they're doing mandatory evacuations because of flooding, but I'm sure that it's all going to be okay. We'll find out when we get there. In any case, we'll be landing in a minute. KCMO, Kansas.
It's fair to say that despite the fairly grim weather beneath us, the approach into Kansas was particularly beautiful this afternoon, as Mother Nature put on an incredible sunset for us as we began our approach.
Well, anywhere home. On behalf of the flight crew at Southwest Airlines, flights both of you, Jill, football chair. There should be one person forward up to you. Stand at the regular seat, we gotta count 2. 1.
Alright, so it looks like I do get to see inside the terminal. We have a 20-minute delay for the next flight down to Houston, and they've said that I can get off, grab a bite to eat here in Kansas City, it's new airport. So we're going to go and have a look and see what it's like in the new terminal and grab a bite to eat for the delay. Alright, then this is the new terminal building here in Kansas City. It's only been open a few months. It's really nice. The old one was nice. It was a bit like Berlin used to be, where you sort of just went through security at the gate and you just literally got out of the car and got on the plane. But now they've got a brand new terminal building. Wow, this is very nice, very fancy, very swish. I want to try and find a bite to eat. There's a chicken place there. I might get a chicken. Very nice. Yeah, already on. Thank you. Have a great one. Thank you. All right, time to get back on board the plane. Down to Houston, last leg. Let's do this.
Hey,
hello. It's fancy seeing you here.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you. All right, then on board. Let's see. We've got a bit of a delay due to the weather in Houston, as kind of expected when you fly to Houston, but we'll be airborne. Hopefully, fingers crossed, not too delayed. The flight back home. Let's get out of here.
Y'all sit back, relax. We're here primarily for your safety, comfort, please report any unwanted activities. We love you. Sit back. We're going to Houston, y'all. Welcome aboard.
Right then, airborne on the last leg, and finally I can say the words I've been waiting to say all day. We're not in Kansas anymore. We've left Kansas. We're on our way back down to Houston. The last flight of the day, about 1 hour and 20 minutes for this leg. Should be nice. We left about 40 minutes late. Fingers crossed we'll make up some of that time en route, but who knows. It doesn't really matter. We're heading down now to Houston. Last bit. Let's go home. Alright, so here's the thing. Southwest Flight 184 today is the longest flight this week that Southwest Airlines are operated. It's 13 hours, probably a little bit longer with this last delay that we've got on the current flight. But the thing is, next week, Southwest 184 might not be the longest flight. Another flight might take the title as the longest flight, because Southwest sort of move all their flight numbers around. They're not very steady or consistent with them. What is the longest flight? This month, next month, it will be something completely different. Next month, 184 might be a non-stop from Houston to New Orleans or something like that. Next month, another flight might have 6 legs, and there'll be a different 6 legs to the ones we've done today. Southwest's route planning is pretty fluid, and it can be quite tricky to figure out which flights take these sorts of crazy routings without just looking at every single flight you can out of any particular place. Unfortunately, it's not easy to find out which flights these are either. I've had to do some real deep digging into some schedules data to try and figure out the longest ones this month and this week, and this is the longest one right now. But next month it'll be something completely different. So yeah, it can be quite tricky to find these, but I do think it's pretty rewarding if you get the chance to do it, because it's just so nice being on one plane all day and seeing an entire day in the life of this 737 as we fly all around America. I just can't wait to get home now though. I'm a bit tired.
And as we broke through the clouds over Houston, we were treated to a beautiful view of the Houston skyline lit up at night as we made our approach for the final time on Flight 184 today down into Houston's Hobby Airport.
Well, I must say that was a terrific landing. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be safe. Be blessed. Drive safe. Welcome home.
My flight around America with Southwest cost me the grand total of $711 or around about 2.4 million Mongolian Tugriks. I'd like to say thank you as always to my amazing Patreons and YouTube members. You can join them at the link on the screen now or through YouTube directly and get access to my WhatsApp group, regular Zoom calls with me and a ton more.
All right, Houston, Texas, 300 miles from where I started this morning. The 3,800 miles flown, 5 flights on one plane. But we've made it back to Houston. Oh, man alive, it feels great to be off that plane after 14 hours on that 737. Oh, it's nice to be able to stretch my legs, actually. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed my little ride on, a big ride on Southwest today, all around the United States. Let me know as well, what's the most crazy random routing that you've ever done on one plane before? I'd love to hear some of your stories. Let me know down in the comments. But in the meantime, I've got to drive back home now, and then I'm going to go get some sleep, I think, because it's been a long old day. But thanks so much for watching. Take care, be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.